Apparently we are live.
Welcome to the In the Garden podcast here with Gideon, Marlatt, and Jake Hughes.
You just
Today-
referred to yourself in the third person.
Sorry, yeah, that's
pretty cool.
No, I don't know if that's cool. That's just awkward.
Yeah,
and
you should do
weird.
it more often.
No, I already do enough awkward and weird stuff. Anyway, we have our special guest today is Tim Morgan.
Tim.
If we, for some reason, kind of just pause in the middle of our sentences or whatever, it's because we can't deny ourselves that delicious lick of ice cream that we all have in our hands.
That was very elaborate.
Logan
The
Jones.
delicious lick. Yeah, that was my nickname in high school.
Oh, no.
All right.
Well, Tim, tell us about yourself a little bit.
All right. Well, to start off, I was thoroughly homeschooled.
You might want to get close to the mic there.
Thoroughly homeschooled. All my life.
Okay, what does thoroughly homeschooled look like?
Means no co-ops.
No co-ops?
No co-ops.
Just
your
parents? Just the mom.
Just
the
your
dad
mom.
is, yeah.
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 No.
Wait,
I am
what-
from
the
Virginia,
dad-
and I drove out here for NSA.
So, as a thoroughly homeschooled individual like yourself, Tim,
Yep.
tell us, are the stereotypes true?
Yes.
Like all of them? Just
No, I was walking down the hall, and Thomas Carpenter came up to me and was like, I came up with a great simile. I walked into a room of a homeschooler that smelled like Skid Row. Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty true.
wow.
That's very true.
Oh, that's not fun
That's
to think
such a
about.
carpenterism.
Yep.
Tim,
Yes.
what brought you out to NSA?
Really, my sisters. So my older sister Sarah came. So let me back up. First, I'm the youngest of 6.
Mm.
Middle child came out here a couple years ago. Started working at Cannon Press. Started literally giving us free bucks every single Christmas,
Oh, sick.
and that kind of introduced us to the culture. Then my sister Jane came out here to NSA, and I just really liked how NSA had developed her. And I thought, you know what, I need that.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice. What is since you've been out here, what is kind of the biggest memories or funnest moments while you've been out here?
Can I embarrass you?
Oh,
Please.
sure.
Please. I'll answer for him. Please.
One moment I think is hilarious is it was which day was it?
I don't know.
So
Listen,
the
there's
day
so
when
many-
all
there's-
the freshmen come to the Nazarene and you have the big
Oh,
introductions. They go in-
convocation.
Yeah, convocation. You go in and you sign the book. So we go in, we sign our book, we get pictures and whatnot, and then afterwards we're like, let's have a picnic.
Oh,
Let's
I
get
know where this
ice
is
cream.
going.
So all the girls go to Winco, they get ice cream. Gideon and I and some other people go to the park. And next thing you know, Gideon's on a swing. And he tries to do a backflip off a swing. Lands on his heels,
Not
slips,
try. I did.
falls on his butt, but catches himself and breaks his hand. So
What a beautiful
Gideon
memory.
is like, oh, I can feel the bone. And so we're like,
Spot on
shoot, this
impression,
is
by the
actually
way.
real.
How is that spot on? Oh my word.
I just landed.
Why do I sound like an ultimate frat boy? Oh, dude.
Because we were in
See,
freshman year.
it was spot on.
I think I broke my bone, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Perfect.
So I I dash to my car, bring it around, and Ellie's story, y'all probably know who she is.
Yeah. She probably listens
More
to this podcast.
important aspect of the story is she's the doctor's daughter.
Yep. She's the doctor's daughter. She's like by Gideon, diagnosing his arm, making sure it's really broken. And she walks him to the car. We start driving, and Gideon, we need all of his information so we can take him to the doctor's office. And he just starts giving Ellie all the information. His social security,
What?
his mom and dad's social security, because for some reason you need that. And he rings up and he remembers none of it.
What was
which is
that
kind of funny.
social security number, by the way?
I was driving. Ask Ellie.
Sorry,
Ask-
audience.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you for not remembering.
No, anyway, so we get Gideon to the hospital. He had a broken arm and he had a cast for a couple months. And that was that.
What
Yeah.
a beautiful story.
I know. It haunts me to this day. So.
Because I won't let it. No.
Yeah. Can I share my first Tim story?
Oh, dear. Is it me laughing on stage?
No, actually, it was
Oh,
before
was
that.
good. That was a good one, though.
dear.
Yeah, it was after I met you for the first time. And this was also when our gigantic group chat was forming.
No.
I remember, thinking, oh, I like this guy a lot. And then later, I check my phone, and on the messenger chat, there's a picture of the whitest dog I've ever seen. Just like this furry white dog. And Tim had put a poll in the chat and said, "Does this look like Jake Hughes?" And the amount of yes votes was shocking. That was my first, introduction to who Timothy middle name Morgan is.
Middle name?
Yeah, I forgot your middle name. I'm sorry. Timothy middle name Morgan.
My first interaction with Tim was I called him over FaceTime.
Oh yeah,
because if
we
any
talked
of you
about rice and beans for some reason.
Oh my word! Okay, for some
Great
reason,
first conversation.
Yeah, I know, it was fantastic. For some reason, there you go. People, this is turning into an ASMR.
Sorry, I'm not.
We have soft
I'm
serve
eating an
ice cream
cone right now.
Tim just
I'll
took
put
a
it down.
gigantic bite out of his cone.
No, so Tim and I, for those of you who don't know, Tim and I, and then Ian Anderson and Blake Moretta, we were all
We'll
roommates.
have them on sometime.
The Marine.
Oh, yeah. The Marine, Blake. No, so we had, we were all roommates the first year, freshman year. And so just to kind of introduce ourselves, we called each other over FaceTime.
Yep.
And I remember answering the phone and then like looking at the camera, seeing this just long haired dude just going like, "Hey, what's up?" It's like the Virginia
He used to have
version.
long hair back in the day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Had a man bun.
Was it like
It
a
was like-
mullet sort of thing? Or
No,
It
it
was
was
down
like,
to my
please tell
shoulders.
me it was a mullet.
it surpassed John Denver. Like it
Oh,
was like,
seriously?
it was like impressive levels.
Wow.
It was sad
My
though.
respect for you has just gotten way up.
Well, I mean, I started growing it out when COVID hit. I was like,
Oh.
I'm not cutting my hair. I even had a
It was
mustache for a
impressive.
time, but I shaved it before then.
No, it was. I
You should
truly
get
had
the
this-
mustache back. We would love to see that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
thanks.
We'll put a picture on our Instagram.
Oh no, thanks. I had this like total hippie image in my mind just of seeing Tim. I mean, we were talking about bonsai trees, the way that he was trimming. He was had long hair, man bun, talking about. Well, we somehow got on the topic, I guess, of rice and beans.
We were talking about like
Wow.
how we were raised and how our parents made food. And
Yeah, he's wearing chacos. Like it's the
Of course he
epitome.
is.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, hippie straight away. And then I meet him for the first time, and that like hope and dream is just dashed. I get to live with a hippie this year. No, that's just Tim Morgan.
How's college with the hippie? He got worse.
He's not a hippie anymore.
No, the hippie tried to
He's
throw a
lost
book at
some
my
hair.
head.
And some teeth.
Oh no!
No, he's
Little
doing a lot
backstory
better.
on that.
Mm.
We were arguing about something, and I got so angry that I grabbed my Calvin's Institutes,
Oh yeah,
just like shook it in front of his head. Like no. Anyway, to resolve that story, we talked to Dr. Merkel the next day at church, and he resolved it for us.
yeah. No, it was a fun topic, but it was a serious threat from Tim that he was going to huck this book at my head.
The
And it
3
was-
pounds of
I
Calvin's
saw
Institutes.
the like muscles just tense up, like draw back, and then the Spirit of God just came down upon him and was like, "Nope, Tim, we're gonna not do that."
And it took Dr. Merkel to put that to a stop.
Yep.
No, dude, this is.
Well-
I mean, freshman year was just defined
Yeah.
by like 3 a.m. chats.
Yep.
I mean, we think that what we do at the garden is kind of insane. Like the D Street boys. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
I remember waking up, going to bed at like 12 or 1 and waking up, and Tim and Ian were like heading to bed.
Ian just walked into my room and we just started talking. And then I was like, I'm kind of tired. Let's go to bed. And then he walks out and he's like, it's light out, Tim.
Before you know it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What time is it?
sleep is a myth.
So, what was it? So we all get in. We're mulling together. We're getting to know each other. And then Ian just gets sick. Keeps on getting sick. And he's sick for like a month and a half.
I vaguely remember this.
And it was like, Ian, you have to get better. But then we all got sick within a
I love
week.
how that's a command. Ian, get better.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Your sickness.
But then we all get sick. And then all the girls in our class was like, oh, it's the sick ward over there. And we never lost the name. And during that time, we were like, you know what? Let's call our house like something cool, like the Huntsman's Tavern or something. And we're all sold on that. And the girls are like, nope, you're the sick ward.
Somehow.
Okay.
Wow. What are the stereotypes around that? I'm actually curious. Is there like, you know, a hidden story behind that stereotype or what?
The
Well-
saying? What do you mean?
Well, Blake was also
naming different houses.
Oh, well,
I've heard a little bit of myth.
it's kind of goes around. It's just the street names. It just kind of catches on for some reason. No one really knows why, but it just something catches and it stays.
Apparently, there was one basement apartment with 4 guys who didn't get along together.
Yes.
And it was just like hellish. Like all the guys, they get along now that they're not living with each other. But it was like a mess in there, and people nicknamed it Satan's Armpit.
It was fantastic. Tim,
Yes.
since moving to the garden, what has been some kind of, well, I'm like, what's your fun moment? And then what's another, I don't know, like impactful moment? Like what's been a real growing opportunity?
And who's your
11
favorite
guys.
housemate?
Oh my word.
gotta
No, we're
ask
not
Jake,
trying to
obviously
sow
you.
destruction.
There we go. There's the ego boost for today.
Oh my word. No, anyway.
That was the wrong button. I was just like, you know what? The joke landed.
Nice.
Yeah.
No,
well,
like
yeah.
living with 11 guys is very sanctifying. Like just to get that out there. If you want to live with a lot of people and you want to know, you know what? I want to know my sin better. Live with more people. And you'll realize, you know what? I can't
one way
act
to
this
put it.
way anymore.
Yeah. Living with 11 guys really, I don't know if it brings out the best in you or the worst in you. Or both, honestly. Just imagine a house with 11 single, messy guys.
You have
That's like the stuff that nightmares are made out of, right?
Oh yeah.
kitchen. Well, the kitchen is sometimes a nightmare.
Yeah.
It is most likely the dirtiest and yet
Cleanest.
at other times cleanest part of the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's impressive.
So one of my favorite memories is all of the guys sitting in our TV room playing Quiplash.
Oh yes.
Oh, what a
So
time.
many inside jokes got birthed that day.
You know what this gets me in the mood for?
Moth stickers.
This gets me in the mood to listen to Car Talk and
Car talk.
Prairie Home Companion.
Prairie Home Companion is fantastic.
Dude, it's amazing.
Dude,
It is
driving
so
home
good.
Sunday afternoons, listening to Prairie Home Companion.
Yes. It was Saturday morning
What is
chores.
What is Prairie
What?
Home Companion?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you have not.
I'm-
you
listened
would
to
love it.
Prairie
I'm on
Home
culture.
I don't know
You would
either.
We've
absolutely love
established
Prairie Home
this.
Companion.
I
It's
thought
like
Cars 2 was a good movie.
you
I'm
have
trash.
the narrator, and you have another dude who makes all the sound effects. So it's like this guy's telling
God.
a story, and he's like, "This brain surgeon is performing surgery on this man's brain. Cuts open the skull, and there's blood everywhere." And then you have this guy doing like making noises for all the things. So I was like, that was really good.
That was good. Yeah. I
Cutting the
recognize the
skull and
sound.
whatnot. Gideon has left because he has spilled chocolate on himself. We are going to read Lamentations. Oh yeah.
We got a lot of fans of the Bible in here.
The city that was full of people. How like a widow, what has she become? She who was great among the nations. She was a princess among the provinces, has become a slave. Man, I missed a word there. That was really important.
You want to try that again?
She who was a princess among the provinces has become a slave.
Much better.
She weeps bitterly in the night with tears on her cheeks.
Nice.
Among all her lovers, she has none to comfort her. All her friends. That is very true.
I'm trying to help you along.
All
I don't know
her
if it's
friends
helping.
have dealt treacherously with her.
All of them?
They have
All of
become
them.
her enemies. Judah has gone into exile because of affliction and hard servitude. She dwells now among the nations, but finds no resting place. Her pursuers have all overtaken her in the midst of her distress. That was the first 3 verses of Lamentations. What?
It's a great book.
Fantastic book.
Have you ever seen that map? Jordan Peterson referenced it, but it's this huge map of every connection in the Bible from like one point to another. And it's this massive, it looks like a rainbow. I don't know. It's just, it's
That is awesome.
every book of the Bible it shows every chapter and its connection to another chapter in the Bible from some other book. And it like,
I haven't
almost
seen that.
every single book is talking or referencing or somehow discussing or pointing back to or pointing forward to a promise of some other book. Like, it's really impressive. And it's a maze of
Covenant theology right there.
Covenant theology. Covenants.
Yes.
Hey, covenants.
We understand the Bible through
Yeah,
covenant.
exactly.
This
It's pretty awesome.
It's like, it's big and it's massive. It's a really
Wow.
cool map.
like a dome
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
color.
And so
It looks like an attraction at Disneyland.
The new Disneyland ride. Bible.
It's called the
just
exegesis.
lost.
The exegesis ride.
People
What,
are just
the
wandering
exegesis,
out.
like,
Like, we lost our way
Twister?
halfway
Yeah,
through.
Turner.
No, dude, it's just impressive. Just like the amount of just connections and depth in the Bible. And it kind of just shows you like why you can read the Bible and for people's whole lives be reading the Bible and still get something out of it when
Yeah.
you're like 80.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really impressive. I mean, obviously the Spirit of God is showing you things, whether new or reviving old revelations to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how much there is. There's just a richness and a depth there. It's like, wow. I don't know why anyone would diss this.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the reasons why Jordan Peterson gets somewhat attention, like from people and even unbelievers just listening to him and going, "Oh, I guess I should go read the Bible," because it is a impactful and really heavy and influential book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's just like something to be said about Jordan Peterson. So, and I don't think he's a believer, but
Not yet.
I don't think
Not
he
yet,
is
at
either.
least.
He's getting there.
he's getting there.
We just need him to be interviewed by Doug Wilson. And
Oh, that's it. I
We-
love how
that's-
I love how
no,
Doug
no.
Wilson is like the entrance
No,
to
but
Jesus.
actually talking, like if you had Jordan Peterson, Pastor Wilson sit down and have a talk,
Oh,
that
dude,
would be such a good conversation.
That'd be a fantastic
Doug
conversation.
and Jordan Peterson should be on a Joe Rogan podcast together.
Oh no.
Oh, no, it's just a very, I don't know. There's some cool stuff. I hope that Peterson comes to Christ.
Yeah.
Because he is truly a
He'd be a great ally.
genius mind.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. But I mean, pray that the Lord does, that he works through him mightily. Maybe he would be part of the turning point for the U.S. Or the West,
Mhm.
just as kind of a reawakening. But honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about where that is headed, though. Just kind of where he's headed.
The whole Peterson revolution.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Especially now that he's at the Daily Wire, doing interviews with gay men.
Every time I listened to Peterson, especially in his kind of early points, and just like how the reactions of men to his audience, like his audience is like 90% men,
Right.
and young men apparently are the hardest demographic to get out to anything.
Yeah.
Like if you want them to show up to anything, they are the hardest demographic to hit. And
I
so
can see
just to get 90%, and he sold out like big theaters, just to get people to come and listen to him talk about
Mhm.
philosophical and theological topics, and have people question him, and then him respond with a somewhat adequate question or answer, and like.
And you gotta love how just practical and down to earth he is. He's not like high-minded.
He's
saying
not.
all-
He doesn't have a superiority complex.
Exactly.
Which really helps him a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
He's-
the Ben Shapiro sort of, outgoingness.
Let me
He's
show you
willing-
straight facts.
He has the same. He's willing to just say, you know what? Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know everything on that topic.
Right.
And I think that's what drew a lot of young men to him. But at the same time, I think it's really interesting, just kind of why young men are drawn to that.
Mhm.
Because like that, you have to be honest that like there's a big movement of young men back to guys who are really pushing them to just work out. Like, hey, do something with your life, be something, go do something. And like where are the Christians in that?
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons. Have you ever seen that video from Jordan, from Peterson? It's just like a warning to the Christian church. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if I could say that everything he hid in there was just on point. But I do think that there is like one of his questions was just like, hey, where's the church?
Yeah.
There's a massive movement of young men, and where's the church? Like that's where the young men are going. That's where the West is going. Mm-hmm. Where's the church? And so I think he was right on point with that. So now mind you, like I don't think that Jordan Peterson is like the best answer. I think he has some good answers.
He's one of them.
He's one of them, but he's not, by no means is he the gospel. He will not save you. Yeah. He will not save you. But at the same time, it's fantastic just to listen to him and kind of start making young men think, just kind of question what's around them and why are they doing what they're doing, honestly. And just to hear that and see that is kind of cool. And so I don't know. It reminded me of the Fight Club. By the way,
don't watch the movie without VidAngel.
Well, yeah. Don't. Yeah, it's
buy VidAngel.
It's a
then watch
movie.
it. But if you want to watch men get beat up by each other, fantastic film.
Gosh.
Fantastic.
But that's what you like.
There is
first rule about Fight Club.
There's a question.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh gosh, second rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club. No, but there's a point in that movie where Brad Pitt, the main character, kind of one of the main characters, is like he's talking about why men were showing up to that Fight Club. It's like it's because they're the middle child they're the middle child of their era. Mm-hmm. They have no Great War. They have no Great Depression. Mm-hmm. They're doing nothing. Their luxury is their vice. Mm. They're stuck. They're defined by their things. They're stuck in this kind of, just benign, go to work, do your job, come home, buy more things, and don't actually build anything meaningful sort of life. But the unfortunate side is he points to like nihilism, just do whatever the heck you need or want and get rid of everything that's in the way. Mm-hmm. So it's sad the way where he goes with it, but I think the issue and the question that he brings up is a fair one. It's an absolute like
he's pointing to actual truth.
Right.
He's saying, look at this problem. His solution is completely off. But it's like, as men, you're like, whoa, after watching this film, I want to get up with my friends and go beat each other up.
Right, exactly. So there's a reason why that movie actually strikes a chord with a lot of people is because these
men
asking
a lot of young men in particular as well.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, this is a weird tangent, but I was talking to some prospective students for NSA, and their siblings had started a boxing club, a neighborhood boxing club in California.
Heck yeah.
It was
in California.
Awesome. It was fantastic. They got the whole neighborhood to come in. It matched everybody up to size.
That's fantastic.
Just win at it. And if someone was getting too angry, they're like, okay, they would step in and separate them. Yeah. But like, again, similar sentiment, like, all right, boys are meant to do stuff. We're meant to get out there and get things done. And I think one of the most easy things to do is like, well, find another guy and punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And then get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you've made a couple black eyes.
Because it's
a fractured rib too.
We talk about all the time about just being successful. When I say we, I mean Americans.
The church community.
Well, just Americans. Even the church. But the American church, just like, hey, get things done. Go do things. And like young men growing up in a very, I would say, sheltered, if not very like
me.
Well, no.
Homeschooled.
Sheltered. Just, it's a safe environment. Like, we've grown up in a world where
without
parents
knives.
Parents don't let their kids just walk out by themselves. My dad tells me the stories of just about how he would go in Spokane, just go biking like miles a day and just disappear for the afternoon. And his mom would expect him home by dinner and that's it.
Right.
And there was a lot of dangerous stuff out there. Like sin was sin back then, just as it is today. There's nothing like you don't have to fantasize about how the good old days.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't nice in fairy tales and whatever. Like, there was still sin up back then. So the danger was still there. But just the fact that what we've become is this sort of protective, pat everything.
Like, you have a baseball bat that's wood. Wear gloves. You might get a splinter.
Yeah, I would call it.
Cushion all of the edges to everything everywhere.
You see that knife? You can't touch it until you're 21.
Right, exactly. I would call it the lie of safety.
Yeah.
It's the lie. Yeah. It's the lie that I think the devil loves the most. It's the lie of safety, because if what sounds the most comfortable, what feels like it's the most right for everyone else and for yourself is safety.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, obviously, there's something to be said about it. Like, hey,
your ironic
be conscious, and that produces safety. But at the same time, like, just because, like, safety is not what gets things done.
The ironic thing is that
it's code for wussification.
We as men are called to bring safety, but not to be safe ourselves in that sense. Like, we're supposed to go out and do dangerous things so that we can bring safety to the home.
Yes.
Yeah.
You protect, well, because I think there's just a point in which, I mean, as fathers, you need to be protecting your family so that your kids can go out and, like, hurt themselves almost.
No,
like, in a sense that there needs to be like, hey,
fight other boys.
Yeah, I'm here. You need to go out and fail a few times so that you can come home crying to me, and I need to go, hey,
that was gnarly, right?
I'm going to laugh at your tears because that is fantastic that you're learning that stuff. Now suck it up and go out there again.
Yeah,
like that.
Go fight him some more.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go out, do something dangerous safely. Let's go poke that rattlesnake with a long stick.
Yeah, I mean,
just long enough so you don't get bitten and you can run away when it comes after you.
Yeah, there's just because we're saying, like, safety.
Jake knows what I'm talking about. He grew up with rattlesnakes all the time.
I used to be one. Yeah,
dude.
I mean, I'm just saying, don't just because we're talking about how like safety is not the utmost important thing that you need to be worrying about, doesn't mean that, like, being conscious and being wise about what you're doing is safe.
I mean, chopping off a rattlesnake's head with a hoe is bringing safety, but it's not safe in doing it.
It's
right.
Yeah.
There's just a fine line that I'm trying to find.
Safety versus safeness.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's just a fine line that I'm just trying to find of, like, we don't have to be safe in everything we do. There's in fact a better way of doing things that is not safe, but at the same time, we are seeking to bring about safety for those we care and love. Like, the warrior does not go to battle because he hates what is in front of him, but he goes to battle because he loves what is behind him.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a G.K. Chesterton quote. That's he goes to do the dangerous thing to create safety for those behind him. He goes out to do, not to be safe. To be safe, he would just stay home.
Right.
Like, but he goes out to do the dangerous thing so that safety can be bred. There seems to be this sort of, like, I bring about safety not for others, not for myself.
Men have chests so that they can be bold and face danger. And they have backs so they can, I don't know.
Bringing in the Lewis.
Have the ones they love behind it.
Hey, we can't be classically educated unless we bring in Lewis or Tolkien somehow. So it's been a fun time for you.
Oh yeah.
I hope you liked it or have liked it.
No, it's been wonderful. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm just gonna let the birds chirp.
Yeah. Okay. Should I get the crickets back?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We're great at transitions over here.
No, it's fantastic. Well, I mean, we're probably we didn't start the timer, people, so we probably are, like,
we have no idea
right
what
getting close. I don't know.
Yeah, well, hopefully this episode gave you a good introduction.
An adios is just, like, coming up. It just wants to come out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, with that being said, hopefully that tells you a lot about our roommate, Tim Morgan. If you see him, say hi, be nice to him, All right, 1, 2, 3. And all of our listeners just logged off. Oh, this soft serve
Everybody's
ice
ears
cream.
died.
Oh yes.
They are bleeding.
We're so sorry, but at the same time, no, we're not.
This is delicious ice cream.
Yeah, it is.
So, well, thank you guys for tuning in with us today. This was In the Garden with Gideon Marlatt, Jake Hughes, and Timothy, middle name Morgan. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios.
See ya.
Could we ask for more? Hello, everybody, on a Saturday night. Welcome to a live broadcast of A Prairie Home Companion, coming to you from WLT, your friendly neighbor station, from the Fitzgerald Theater here in downtown St.